For lesson 2, we will be practicing solving systems of equations graphically. So this means finding that solution with a graph, no technology. And don't worry, we'll do some with technology later too. So the objective is to use the graphs of equations in a linear system to estimate its solution. Okay, so for notes, it says use the following steps to find the solution to a system of linear equations. Graph each line using the intercepts and the slope, and then find the point of intersection from that. So let's go ahead and do that. It says use slope and y-intercept or x and y-intercepts to graph. So what we need to do is we need to graph each one of these lines and then find where they intersect. So the first one I notice is in slope-intercept form. Now, when something is in slope-intercept form, I'm just going to write it out over here, y equals 2x minus 5, it helps us to graph it. And we did this a lot last year because the 2 represents the slope and the negative 5 represents the y-intercept. So as soon as you have a point on the line and the slope, you are able to graph the line. So I am going to do this one in blue. So here we go, y equals negative 5. So here's negative 5. I'm doing this with my finger, so I apologize if my points are a little off. And then the slope is 2. Remember, we can put that over 1 and have it be 2 over 1. So that means up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. So as soon as you get enough points, you can then take your straight edge and connect them and make a line throughout the entire graph. So lucky for me, I get a straight edge. I might take a couple tries just to make sure I get it good. Okay, so that's probably about as close as I can get for my first one. Okay, now we are going to do the second one. Okay, so the second one I'll color code with orange. Oops. Actually, I'll color code it with green. So this one's a little bit tricky because we talked about the fact that general form doesn't tell us any information. So you have two options. You can either find the x and the y intercepts, which is what it tells us to do, or you can try to convert it to slope and point form. So let's just draw a straight line here to separate our work. We're going to find our x and y intercepts. Remember to find your x intercept, you're going to set y equal to 0. And to find your y-intercept, you're going to set x equal to 0. So for the y equal to 0, we have 2 times x plus 3 times 0 equals 9. Okay, so the 3 times the 0 disappears, and we're going to divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 4.5. For the y-intercept, set x equal to 0, we will have 2 times 0 plus 3 times y equals 9. We'll divide both sides by 3 and get y equals 3. So I now plot those points. X is 4.5. Y equals 3. And then we are going to take our straight line and connect those 2 points. Oh. Try that again. Okay, so right there you can see where they intersect. So in black, we've got the point of intersection, which is going to be the solution to our equation. It looks like 3, comma 1 is the solution. So we're going to learn several different ways to solve equations. I just want you to remember that this is always a way that works. So get out your graph paper and give it a try. Question 2 is very similar to question number 1, so I'd like you to pause the video and give it a try yourself, and then unpause the video and you'll be able to see the answer. Okay, here is the solution to number 2. We get 6, comma 2 by intersecting the lines. If you need a second to write this down, please pause the video, otherwise we're moving on. We are now going to skip number 3 and try number 4. So number 4, I have 2 equations of the line, just like we're going to see a unique. So first I will graph the first line. So we've got a y-intercept of 2, and then a slope of 1 over 3 down. 1 over 3 down. 1 over and 3 down. Okay, I'll take my straight line and attempt to connect those points. Okay, perfect. And then for the next one, I'm going to do that same thing as before. I'm going to find the x and the y intercepts. So I'm going to set x equal to 0, get 6y equals -1, divide both sides by 6, and we get y equals -1/6. And then I'm going to set y equal to 0, which I will get 2x equals -1, divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals -1/2. So quite small numbers. I'll do my best here to graph those. So y equals -1/6 is really small. And then x equals -1/2 is also very small. Oh, I accidentally put a positive. That's why -1/6 is here and then here. So I know that those points are close together. I'm going to connect them with my straight line, and then I'm going to extend it. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay, here we go. So I was able to connect those. However, when I do, I find that they're not crossing each other, which kind of confuses me because I'm supposed to be finding where they intersect. So this one is actually going to have no solution, and the reason that they have no solution is because the lines are parallel. Okay, let's do the next one. We have -2 as my y-intercept. I'm going to start with the 1 in y equals mx plus b. Up 5 over 2. Up 5 over 2. I'm going to take a different approach this time. I'm going to draw a straight line there, but then instead of finding the x and y intercepts, I'm actually going to convert this into y-intercept form. So if I take 10x minus 4y and I'm trying to convert it, I would first move the 10x to the other side. So I that negative 4y equals negative 10x plus 8. And then I would divide both sides by negative 4. So when I do that, I get y equals negative 10 divided by 4, simplified, is 5 over 2, x. 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So you'll notice that this equation that we got was actually the exact same equation. So these are the same lines. They were just written in different forms. So we would, plot the points, but it'd be the exact same line. That tells us that there is an infinite amount of solutions. All right, so that's going to be it for the rest of this lesson. We'll finish it when I come back. We are now going to go to our textbooks and do page 409, numbers 3 to 9, 10 to 12, and 16 to 18. You can leave the 10 to 12 and 16 to 18 until Monday.